Liberals announced the Canada Student Service Grant over 2 months ago. The program was supposed to encourage students to volunteer in their communities with a $5,000 grant incentive for school this fall. We've received no details in those 2 months, and really there's only 2.5 months left of summer, so it's really now or never. Will this program be launched by the end of June, yes or no?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the member taking the time to recognize the importance of youth being able to participate. Not only have we brought forward and modified the Canada Summer Jobs Program, we have actually created a suite of programs so that students and young people in our country can be part of the solution and help heal communities. And the Canada Student Service Grant will be doing exactly that. Yes, the information will be coming out shortly. We know that the I Want to Help portal will be launched.
Ms. Dancho.
To me, the minister has no idea when the program is going to be launched. This government is really fabulous at making announcements, but their follow-through is really not so fabulous. Point in case, despite another exciting announcement over 2 months ago, the Commercial Rental Assistance Program, CECRA, has failed to live up to the Liberal hype. Less than 300 businesses have had access to this program in Manitoba, and only $39 million of the $3 billion allocated for this program has actually been used, which means it's only lived up to 1.3% of its potential. Is the government revamping the CECRA program, yes or no?
The Honourable Minister.
Actually, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the member for the question. What we've seen over the course of the last few weeks is that the provinces have come on board and decided to, in many cases, restrict evictions for commercial tenants. This has been an important part of the discussions we've had with them over many weeks. And in that regard, what we're seeing with the CECRA program, with the rent program, is that we're getting more and more applications. I'm encouraged with the pace that we're seeing it come on board right now, and I'm looking forward to presenting more information as we have more applications.
Ms. Dancho.
There is no incentive for landlords to sign up for this program. It's not working. It has very little uptake, and the minister is aware of this. The program needs to be revamped if it's going to be effective. My constituent, Sarah Lynn, has been separated from her American fiancé for well over 100 days. Their wedding was scheduled for the end of March and unfortunately was cancelled because of the border closures. Last week, this Liberal government yet again made an announcement that got everybody's hopes up, that it would be allowing families to reunite despite the U.S. border closures. However, long-term partners and couples engaged to be married were unceremoniously left out. Will this government allow American-Canadian couples to be reunited, yes or no?
Honourable Minister.
Thank the member for the question. And this has been a challenging issue as we have made every effort to restrict non-essential travel across our borders in the interest of protecting the health and safety of Canadians. And as the member quite rightfully indicates, that this last week we, by order in council, allowed for the families to be able to stay together, married couples and other family members, so that when a non-status spouse came to the border, that we didn't separate those families. Mr. Speaker, we're working tirelessly, and if the member has a specific example and wishes to reach out to my office, we'll do what we can to help.
Ms. Dancho.
And in fact, constituents of Liberal members in Winnipeg have reached out to me because they've received no response from the Liberal members of Parliament. That answer, Mr. Chair, really doesn't come close to being adequate to make up for the hardships faced by these couples from the Liberals' inaction. I just find it really disappointing, and although not really surprising, that much of this Liberal government's action over the course of the pandemic has been a lot of substance over style, gestures over concrete actions. They're spending money like it grows on trees, and yet the Liberal finance minister seems completely incapable of doing his job and telling the truth to Canadians about the country's finances. To make matters worse, they've shut down Parliament for the summer during the worst crisis in living memory. So we will have no opportunity to fix these broken programs or the new problems that are surely to emerge this summer. My constituents depend on the competency of this government and the programs they announce. On behalf of them, I say to this Liberal government, do better. Canadians deserve it.
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to point out to the member that the measures that we put in place for Canadians have had an enormous impact on people's situation and an enormous impact on our ability to weather the storm. When 8 million Canadians are on the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, I think we can see the scale. When more than 660,000 small businesses get loans, I think we can see the scale. So to say that these measures have not been materially important is actually completely missing the point. We will continue to support Canadians even when Conservatives tell us not to. Even when they say that the programs aren't working, we will look at the real impacts they're having on Canadians and on Canadian families and on Canadian businesses and continue to provide support in the face of irresponsible challenges.